record, and we're back. Okay, Travis. So you introduced a game last episode where, and for context, because people may not have listened to the last episode, where you're thinking of anything, literally anything, person, place, thing, and instead of giving a hot cold meter, you're giving more like a percentage, a value of 0 to 100. And I edited it a lot, but behind the scene, Travis had to kind of training wheel me a little bit for that one, but I appreciate it. We eventually, no spoiler, but you guys can listen back. So I've got a name, a word in my head. You gotta beat 15 minutes. That's how long it took me last time. Okay?
I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm ready. Play the Rocky
Okay,
music.
go.
Hooah. All right. Is it a cup?
Like 10.
10. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna do what you did for me because I'm new at this.
Yep.
So
don't give me anything yet.
Okay.
Don't coach
if you
me.
need it, you let me know.
Okay.
That's
All right.
I'd say that'd be a 10.
All right. Water.
Still around the same number, like a 9.
Okay. Tree.
That's like a 2.
Technology. Computer.
1.
Oh. Okay. I forgot what I got a 10 on, but it doesn't really matter because it's just we're not getting close enough.
Water. You got 10 on water.
Oh, 10 on water. Yeah. A bus.
3.
I'm just trying some other things. Let's just play around with some stuff. Hawaii.
I'd say like a 15.
Okay.
So they all cross pollinate. I know once you get like a couple keywords.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tattoo.
That's back down. Probably a 7.
Nope. Boat.
Oh, that's lower. That's like a 2.
Oh man, what's getting me? A book.
1.
Let's see here. So yeah. I gotta find the genre. I'm just gonna keep saying some random stuff. I wanna get through there. Ball.
A 1.
Concrete.
A 1.
Tape measure.
Still around there. 2.
Let's try another country. Germany.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna say probably like a 5.
Oh yeah, China.
That's like a 50. That's like a 50.
Ooh.
We're steering the boat in the right direction.
Okay.
So think of all the hits so far. You had a couple hits.
Yeah. Hawaii.
They're gonna cross
China. There's a little barely with water. So I'm thinking. Coastal. Beach.
That's back down.
No. Okay. Is it like I don't know how to.
We're still not fishing in the right pond. We're still not fishing in the right pond yet.
Yeah. Okay. The right pond. I need to go on the other side. Why is this so hard?
Say words.
Yeah. The Atlantic Ocean?
2.
Nothing.
We got China,
Mediterranean. Sea.
2.5.
China, Thailand, Bahamas.
Like maybe in the like a 3.5, 4.
Oh gosh, yeah. So this is not going in the right direction.
No.
Like manufacturing.
There's some cross pollination there. Maybe like a 15.
Like a cargo ship.
No, that's like a 2.
No.
I have the words like neon lights.
Bicycle.
This is 1.
Language.
There might be language with it, so it's like a 15, 16.
Shoot. Yeah, they make it look so easy on the Freddy show. Shout out to them. That's where I'm
We
like,
just need
how in the
practice. We just need
world?
practice.
Okay, and it's not food, pizza.
So we're getting warmer. We're getting
Okay,
warmer. I'd say
okay,
like 60.
okay. See, I didn't hit the food yet. That's what was the problem. 60 on a pizza. Like, are we talking like chow mein? That's a horrible word.
Ooh, like 80.
Oh, noodles. Um, La Mienne. The same.
Too specific, so I'll be like
Too specific.
78. Yeah.
Yeah. Chicken.
Mine's not as specific as yours was. I'll say
Chicken.
that. It's. I guess you can find it sometimes. I'd still say around that 77.
Yeah. Fish.
It's still around that 78, 80.
Soup.
Like 80 is still.
Yeah.
We're in the right pond. We are in the right pond.
Spoon. I just need to know.
No, that's back down. That's back
fork.
down in 15.
No. Okay. We're talking. Yeah, we're talking like hand food. Hand food. Like a sandwich.
I put that below. I put that like at 65.
Calzone.
60.
Okay. Just more on the Asian side of cuisine. Egg roll.
That's closer. That's like probably 90.
Oh. What's What's the Filipino samosa?
So remember, but it's not specific, but I'd say 88.
88. But it's I'm not specific enough.
No, I'm
too specific. Too specific. Hand roll? Like that's not really
like 70.
No. Oh shoot, I'm gonna mess this up.
Stick with the 90. Stick with the 90.
The 90 was the spring roll. Sushi.
77.
No. California roll. This is too much. You know, yeah, it's the low because I said sushi already. Dang it. Where do I go after that? Let me
know if you want some hints.
I need a hint. I need a hint now.
Okay. So let's review. We've got these all cross-pollinate. These spring rolls. Okay. You can find those in Hawaii. You can find those in China.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
You probably drink some water with spring rolls. You might, what else in that kind of picture-esque? If you're sitting down and you got water, you got spring rolls, what else could you have?
Rice?
That's there too. That's like 90, 89, 90.
This is where I'm capping out.
It's more of a broad term than
a broad term.
Yeah.
Like entree, appetizer.
Yeah. Kind of. I'd go closer to entree, but keep broad with the entree. So that would be like a 94.
Stay broad.
It's a name, right? And as soon as you say the name, you'll be like,
I know it. I know this name.
Oh,
for sure.
You know it.
Shoot.
You are hors d'oeuvre. We're going out to eat.
Yeah.
Right? We're going to order water, spring rolls, rice.
Yeah. Happy hour.
Oh, that's closer. That's like a 98.
We call this like coffee and kuchen in Deb's family. Yeah. We're going out to get appetizers, but like
something. We're going for
Soon. We're going for drinks and
Oh, you were like right there.
drinks.
No, it's not drinks. You usually would go for this around 10, 11 o'clock.
Nightcap.
In orange,
Like
in the morning.
in the
Early
morning.
afternoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brunch.
We're like, put everything that's been above 90 together.
Dang it. I'm blanking on this word right now.
You are literally dancing around it. If you could put all those themes together. Brunch. Obviously Asian food. Obviously communal.
Yeah.
There's a term for that.
I feel like I don't know that term, but I think I know what you're.
I will be very surprised if you don't know this term.
I'm gonna be so disappointed in myself. I'm gonna be so embarrassed.
Your hometown. It is a popular thing in Southern California.
Yes.
But you need to be born and raised here. You need to like the Asian food, and your buddies would ask you, "Hey, you want to go get some?"
Oh, see, and I'm like I'm gonna blame my whiteness on this. I'm so bad.
Okay, so
like
let's
I'm
go back
like
to other hints then. Okay, spring rolls is an item on that menu.
Yeah.
So what else would you be ordering around that time?
Around lunchtime.
Or like right before
lunch.
Right
before lunch.
Yeah, if you went with some friends, some family.
And I'm getting some drinks and some finger food.
Yep.
Like and we're gonna go.
You can't get any better than those three things you just said.
Like,
hey, we're gonna get some spring rolls, some finger food with friends at 10 at an Asian restaurant. What else would you order? What else would you order? Like, what else would friends order for you? How about that?
What would friends order from me?
That you would be like, I've never tried that before, or maybe I've had that before.
Yeah, all I can think of is like appetizers. Like, let's go out for some appetizers and some drinks and some.
So name like another 10 a.m. dish that you would have at an Asian restaurant. You got spring rolls. I feel like we need a phone a friend
or something. Yeah, I know.
You're right at my timeline, by the way. You're right there.
Yeah, I know. I lost it in the end. You said, give me that same free. I gave you the first letter. Give me the first letter.
The first letter?
Yeah.
D.
But is it drinks and? No,
it's more of a title.
Dim sum.
There you go. Look at that. Dim sum.
I did it.
You did it. That's the word.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Little finger dishes.
And I didn't. I like have like next to no experience with it. That was my I can't believe. I know. It's okay, embarrassing.
Next time you come down, we're going.
We need to.
But that's basically what it is. It's all like finger food, brunch type of items. Spring rolls are on there.
Wow. Yeah. See, you learn something new every day.
There you go.
Oh, going for dim sum next time and then we're going to I want to go to Taiwan too. By the way. I was thinking, how cool would it be? We have like a whole set of episodes where we go and we travel somewhere.
That'd be awesome.
When we're sponsored by United Airlines.
I was just gonna say airlines. Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So and we'll help them get relevant again because the airplanes are all going down and stuff. So we'll say, hey, it's all good. We made it, and we made it back too. It was great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir. So what are we talking about today? What are we riffing on?
We are riffing on this concept, this topic right here, which is it's a real dad move here, I feel like. But we're going to talk about why is the morning better than the night?
Okay. Got it.
And you would agree with me. I already know. Now there's plenty of people, and this isn't so like deeply philosophical that we're like I'm not insulting anybody, but we're gonna lay in hard on why mornings are way better. And then the night people, if you want to speak up, go ahead, speak up, but you're not going to change my mind.
Hey, I used to be a night owl. I totally understand, but
I
yeah,
get it. I get
the
it. And I think
argument.
part of it's an age thing, probably
I
age
also
and
think
stage.
I also think you started by saying dads, so I think it's also a stage of life thing because
Yeah.
pre-parenting, yeah, the argument could be made for either or, right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
afterwards, yeah, mornings for sure.
Yeah. Cause I mean, I get it. Right. I mean, if there's, this is dads in real life. We're listening. I don't think there are a lot of college kids out there listening, but
Hey, maybe you're
maybe.
doing some homework. That's
I
awesome.
didn't realize like how irrelevant I am. Is that the right word? Until I started working with like I'm working at a generic place and
Yeah,
there are high schoolers that work there. I'm like,
awesome.
you have to live your life all over again, and then you're my age. And they're like, ew.
That's so funny.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Technically, I could
Um
probably be your dad.
yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. So I'm closer in age with your parents. Yeah.
exactly.
So yeah. Lightning round. First couple things.
Yeah,
Why morning's better.
yeah.
Breakfast is the best meal of the day.
Agreed.
So by far
Agreed.
more elite than the rest.
Agreed. I also think you can get salty sweet breakfast in the food types in the morning, whereas evenings can't really do that. Lunch can't really do that. Another thing about the morning is technically you have more time. Like technically, right? If you wake up
Technically.
earlier and you go to bed at the same time, you have more time to do stuff. So that's a big thing. And I just like practical. I think yesterday I had like 15 or 16,000 steps, not because I went for walks, because I got up earlier, just did a lot of stuff. And so
Yeah.
that alone, right? You just have more time. So
Yeah. Yeah.
what else? What else?
I mean, like I'm drinking coffee in the morning. I'm
Mhm,
having scones in the morning. It's still that's food related. Let me get off of that real quick.
mhm.
You make better choices in the morning.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
not binging Netflix or generally like sitting on my phone like right when I wake up in the morning. I
No.
mean, you could. I mean, I've been on my phone before, but that's that. I'm sad to admit that. Um, but
Yeah, but you're not binging
generally,
Netflix at 7:30 in the morning.
yeah,
Like,
you're not
you
going
know,
out for drinks at 7 in the morning.
no,
You're
no, you're
not.
not.
You're not. Yeah, you're like it's like the world is your oyster. Like
Yeah, your battery's
what do
fully
I
charged.
what do I
Mhm.
want to accomplish? You're dreaming. You know.
You know what? I think it's easier to do harder things in the morning too. Right? Like later in the day, it's like, I don't feel like it. Like I really don't. I'm not going to do it. Right? Whereas in
Yep.
the morning, you're like, yeah, let's give it the old college try. Like I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. It may not turn out great, but I'm gonna do it. So I
Yeah.
think, yeah, I think we have more energy to do hard things in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Agreed. Agreed. Um. Yeah. What is that like? I yeah. I feel like nighttime. It's like this is the end of the battery life. You know.
Yes.
So
And plus, if you have
obviously,
kids,
like
like
yes.
you are on your last string. Like, let's be honest, right? Like you are on your last string.
Yeah.
You want a last call for the cafeteria. Like, there's nothing else I can help you with, right? But in the mornings, hey, this is a 3-star Michelin. Like, what would you like? I can help, right?
Yeah.
So I think
Yeah.
you're more open to doing more things. It's easier for me to be of service in the mornings than it is later in the afternoon.
3 Michelin stars. That's I mean that's a pretty
That's
impressive dad
Hey
setup
man,
right there. I
only
mean
the
I'm gonna
best
be
for
your
my
kid.
kids. Oh,
Let's
you want
get it.
cereal with milk? I got you. I got you. Not just
Yes.
dry spooning
I
Rice
can
Krispies.
provide.
I can provide. I'll get the milk
Yeah.
from the second shelf because you're too short. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So our patience levels are much higher, right? You're
Yes.
free. It goes
Yeah.
back to that like you're fresh. You're fresh.
Yeah.
That's why I said this was a real dad move. Like most of it is like once you become parents, like the night is not appealing,
No,
you
and I
know?
also think it's hard for dads to come to that realization. Like, I think you have friends that kind of hint to it, like, hey, Rob, you should try to do XYZ in the mornings if you really want to get it done, because that yard project, 6 months later is still there. And you're like, yeah, I think I'm starting to learn that too. And then, especially if you're not sleeping, right? The age of your kids, if you're not sleeping through the night, it's a hard argument to wake up a little bit earlier to get more done because you're like, well, I need my beauty sleep, right? Like this is not going to pay for Spotify on its own. Um, so so I think, as a dad, it's one of those learning curves, and you start to do it and then slowly becomes a habit, and you realize like, man, for me, the biggest reason is just dad time. My time is in the morning. So that can mean anything. That could mean exercise. If fitness is, a priority right now in your season, it could be working on a project, home project, or personal project. Maybe you want to start writing, but there's no time. You can't type with 3 kids trying to steal the mouse, right? So
Yeah.
like your time really, or if you just want to sit and be still, right? It's, is this what silence really sounds like?
Yeah.
So that's my morning time. So for me, it's filling my personal battery, right? Versus like the work, the family battery, stuff like that. So sleep does that enough. But again, depends on the season of life. If you're a dad with young ones, maybe the morning for you is literally getting that extra cup of coffee, and right, like it could be time to fix breakfast for your spouse or something like that. If you got older kids, then yeah, let's get back on that workout horse again. Or you know what, I've wanted to start to create a dialogue with my kids, like we talked about that email kind of journal, right? I'm going to do that in the morning. So I'm not able to do that in the evening because I don't want to choose. And I know this is just me personally. I don't want to choose me over my family and kids at that time, right? I can create
Yeah.
that time in the morning. I don't need to create that time at night.
It made me think about it. Like, normally, also, my wife and I, we're doing the same thing. Like, so Deb and I are like, oh, it's nighttime. Like, this is our only time together. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like, let's be present. But we're out of juice. Like, we're like, I'm dead. And so there's
Yeah,
also like, you could, uh, what
that's so
it's
true.
we don't, but the see the all but we also think about it like, if either one of us is waking up in the morning, we don't often think about doing stuff together then.
Mm.
And maybe that's an opportunity. I'm just
But
saying
you
it out
could.
loud because she
But
might
you
listen.
could.
We could. Um, because like we could go to bed like right after we put the kids down, and we could
Mhm.
be up early, and we could like have that like much more quality time because our batteries are full
Mhm.
together. Wow,
Right.
ideas.
Right.
But then also it's hard not to go, like, both of us. I know both of us think this way, but like if we're gonna wake up early, we're like, oh, I can do that me thing. Like, I can do
Mhm.
that me thing.
But
So
you could
there's
also
also
do the
that,
we
which
thing
also
too,
works.
right? You
Yeah,
could do the we
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
So,
MeWe's, MeWe's. We're gonna call it MeWe's.
mhm.
So let's wake up for MeWe's and dim sum. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Exactly.
Uh, so yeah. So and this kind of ties into something else I wanted to ask you about, because I saw you had posted it a while back, and part of it was
Shoot.
just I liked how you tied it into your coaching stuff, but
Mhm.
and maybe it was more so for the coaching stuff. But I know you have an answer for it, and you've already answered it to an extent. But why should people wake up early? Like, what is like what like you've already? I mean, I guess really you've answered it.
Mhm.
But is there anything else you would add to that if we reframe the question of just like, what are the why should everybody wake up early, whether they like the morning or not? Like, we're talking about
Mhm.
why the morning's better.
Yeah, well,
But
like one of like when coaching like parents through a lot of the challenges, they have around like personal health and wellness, one of the solutions is actually like I can't find problems. I can't find more time. Like I just don't have enough time in my schedule, right? And then when we walk through kind of a day in your life, right, we literally write down every hour of what you're doing. We realize that there's a lot of lost time in transitions and gray areas, but you could easily create more time in the mornings with better decisions later in the evening. So what I mean by that is like we've all been on that Netflix binge where you start one episode at like 10:30. Next thing you know, you look up and it's like 1 o'clock in the morning and you're like, oh my goodness, I need to go to
did that
bed.
last night. I did that
Yes.
last night.
Okay.
It
You know,
wasn't
hey,
it was like
there's
11.
a time and place. I'm not saying it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
but in the kind of the macro, if we zoom out, be like, hey, my health is really a priority. I'm getting up there. And one of the things is I want to be around for my kids. And well, we know we need to exercise. Yeah, but I just don't have enough time. Well, in your current schedule, you don't, but we chose to watch 3 hours of Netflix. Imagine if you just took half an hour off that and you woke up to do half an hour of exercise. We're not asking for 3 hours a day, right? Or like, you know what, I really want to work on that, the guest bedroom in the house, or I want to replace XYZ, but I don't have time for that. Well, you can work on the garden, work on landscaping in the mornings, right? And your attention is focused in the morning. You're not pulled. No one's calling you for work, right? At 6:30. Your kids hopefully are not awake yet, asking for dad to make some cereal for them. So basically, it
My
allows
kids are
you
up
to,
at 6:30, but
yeah, me
not
too.
5:30.
No, there you go. So
Uh-huh.
a lot of times, a lot of the obstacles we're trying to overcome, be it exercise, be it personal time, right? Like, hey, I feel like I don't feel like I'm myself anymore. I don't We hear it all the time in parenting books, like we lose our identity sometimes when you become parents and kids. Well, there's a time of day where you can rekindle your relationship with your spouse. You can carve out time for yourself to do the hobbies and things that you like. And you can't tell me like, well, no one does jujitsu at 6 a.m. Yes, yeah, yes, they do.
They
Yes, they do. Right.
do. Yeah.
So there's more time and less distractions in the morning to overcome a lot of the things that we see later in the afternoons, because we want to be a partner. We want to be dad. And so we start to feel guilty when we're like, hey, can I just go out for a bike ride for like 20 minutes? We're not going to say that. Right. Or, you know what? I kind of just want to finish this book that I've wanted to read for the last 6 months. We're not going to say that, because for us, like, family comes first, right? We want to make sure that everyone feels supported and loved, but we also want to feel supported and loved. And that starts with us supporting and loving ourselves, so to speak. And so that's why the mornings are so important. And yes, it's tough. And it's tough for many of us because it's not our routine right now, right? It's not a habit right now. But as soon as you start doing it, right, we all remember trying new things, doing new things in the beginning, right? And it was
Yeah.
hard, right? So just treat it like that. We don't need to like overemphasize how hard it's going to be. Treat it just like learning to be a parent was hard. Having your first kid was hard. Waking up early is not hard compared to that, right? Going to your first career job interview, that was hard. Waking up 30 minutes before your alarm, not hard. So if you put it in the context of that, it's really not that hard, but we want to create reasons enough to do it. So for me, it is my kids, it is my health, it is my spouse. And that is a strong enough reason to, hey, I'll set the alarm an hour ahead of time. Like, you know what? I kind of like adding 7 hours a week, right? If you just wake up an hour early, 7 hours a week, what could you do with 7 hours a week, right? You might even feel bored with 7 hours a week, right? Well, imagine that. So, yeah, the
Yeah.
mornings, I always lean on that because it is the lowest hanging fruit. Now, I do have clients that do carve out time in the afternoon and stuff, but that is much harder, right? That takes a strong self discipline and sense of relationship with your spouse and your family to really carve out time later in the day for you. Whereas the lowest hanging fruits, like, hey, everyone's asleep. That's your time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I mean, I know for me, because I know people are thinking about it, but like I am so good at making excuses,
Mm-hmm.
for like that, like, oh, like I use I like this episode because I want it to be perspective,
Mm-hmm.
right? A lot of times in the moment, because I'm not stirring this over and thinking about it, which is why we're doing it now.
Mm-hmm.
So keep having the conversation to everybody who's listening. Just keep talking about this. Um, is like, well, it's way easier to stay up. I'm already
Mm-hmm.
up. It's way easier. And then like I'll be like, well, but I won't watch it that long, or I'll do something for me, but I'm kind of tired. And then you get there and you're like, oh, maybe I want, and it's easier. It's just like so much easier to make all the mistakes at night
Yeah. And I
compared
think
to
the
in the
morning.
morning. Like, yeah, yeah, yes. It is like whether a lot of times I'll use the excuse of like, well, whether I go to bed at 9 or whether I go to bed at 11, it's still going to be hard to wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter what, but it's easy to stay awake. But yeah, but you can like it's that instant gratification that you want, right? That
It
I
is.
want.
It
So
is.
I know I can train my body, and my body will get used to waking up at 5:30 instead of 6 or
Yeah.
whatever. But I just need to commit to it and think about, oh, how many choices did I make if I logged it? What am I
Mhm.
doing? What
Tracking.
have I
Yeah.
done? Let's track it. what have I done between the hours of 7:30 and 10:30 over the last 7 days, over the last month? And then what are the things that I've done within the hour of 5 to 6 over the last 7 days or whatever? And compare.
And that's a 4 to
contrast.
1, by the way. That's a 4 to 1, right? We're talking 4 hours in the evening versus 1 hour in the morning. How much more you can done. And kind of to tie in a couple aspects of what you just said is, one, I think we as by nature seek comfort, right? We want easy. But unfortunately, a lot of, and I don't want to, broken record here, a lot of the stuff that we want to achieve is going to be through not easy, right? It's going to be through obstacles and challenges. And by creating enough experiences by doing that, that's when it becomes easy. Think of like anything that you are proficient in, the beginning was not easy, right? And then secondly, the emotional tie to it. A lot of the challenges I have with clients is I don't feel like dot dot dot. It doesn't make me happy dot dot. Well, a
Yep.
lot of the reasons you're
Yep.
doing it in the beginning unfortunately shouldn't be tied to an emotional response, right? Because if that was true, there'd be a lot of stuff I do in the day that I don't feel like doing. I don't want. It doesn't bring me joy to drive an hour in traffic to get
To
to, right?
floss. Doesn't
Exactly.
give me joy to floss. It takes
No.
30 seconds. I don't want to do that.
Exactly. So in the beginning, we need to just lean on the benefit, the pure benefits. Man, I feel great when I exercise at least 20 minutes a day every day. And then we find out what part of the day to put it in, right? Or I feel I'm a better dad when I have more energy. Well, how are we going to get more energy? Right? We're going to sleep better. We're going to start to move more. We're going to make better choices, right? Stuff like that. So I think one, disassociating it from an emotional response, like, well, I need to feel like it. If I needed to feel like exercising every day, I wouldn't exercise every day, right? I wouldn't.
Yeah, amen to
And
that.
yes, and when it comes to like movement and stuff like that, we're looking for 1%. We don't need the old college 2 hours in the gym at 24, right? We're talking, I'm just going to walk around the neighborhood today, and I'm going to try to do that again tomorrow. And we're going to see where this goes, right? But that's low effort 1%. If you could do 1% a day, that's better than doing nothing, right? And I'd rather see someone do something every day because that's how we create consistency in habits, right? So yeah, I think emotional tie, and then talking about the evenings, right? Like, oh, I'm just gonna watch one episode. So if you need something practical, right? I'm all about doing practical stuff. We set a morning alarm. You can set an evening alarm. So alarm goes off at 11. Hey, that's when we shut it down. Last call, last episode, right? Or the TVs nowadays, you can set up a snooze alarm. It'll just shut off.
Sleep timer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the sleep
Yep.
timer. TV will just shut off, right? So if you need support
Yeah.
with
Force
like
yourself.
tactical stuff, then let it be tactical, right? Oh man, the TV's 10 feet away and it turned off. That's too far for me to go turn it back on. So I guess I'll go to bed, right? Like stuff like that.
Isn't it funny how you absolutely have to parent yourself? Like, I
Oh
mean, you're
yeah.
just like, I have had to utilize tools to force myself to do things that I know I want to do. Right. Yeah. Cause nobody but myself is parenting me. Part of the
Mm-hmm.
reason, like we talked about in the last episode of like losing community is like, yay, if you're your own
If you're
independent
solo.
person, you have complete independence. You have complete control or lack thereof. I just
Yes.
keep thinking about my phone because that's been the most relevant thing right now. It's just like
Mhm.
I'm on my phone too much. So I had to buy, which they can sponsor us if they want. I'm gonna shout out there.
I
I
like
bought
it.
one of those things, the brick. It's like on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Thankfully, I saw it on social media, which is funny because then I need to use it to get off of social media. But it's like you tap it and
Full
then
circle.
it cuts out the apps.
Yep.
So lately, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do that. So I have to be physically in a space where I shut off the phone and like it removes those apps. So then I can't access them at all. And I know I needed that specifically because it's bad enough that if I took them off my phone, I would just find a spot
Re-download
where
them.
I'm like, oh, I'm just gonna re-download it.
Yep.
I'll just look
And
at it real quick. It's fine. And then I'll leave it on there. And I'll look at it real quick again and it's fine. And that's the thing is, like you said, instant gratification. What
mhm.
I've noticed, even over practicing that pretty, like a lot more heavy duty over the last week, this has been the relevant thing for me this week is um, I have realized how many times I go to that instant gratification
Mm-hmm.
like just to kill time, or because I don't want to make a slightly uncomfortable decision, or I don't want to have to make a choice, decision fatigue. So I
Mm-hmm.
am going to my phone instead. And
Yes.
like literally, like it's like, okay, I'll wake up and I look at the phone, or I'll go to the bathroom, look at the phone, I'll get to the red light, I'll look at the phone. And then it's like, oh, I should floss right now. Look at my phone. Ha ha ha, that's better. And then don't have time. Sorry, can't floss. Same thing like, oh, what am I gonna do for lunch? I gotta decide. I should eat
Let me look it up
something.
on my
Look
phone.
at look. No, it's not even that. Like, I'm just gonna look at social media instead. And then I'll decide in 10 minutes because that's gonna be better. And then 25 minutes
40
goes by.
minutes later.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm still hungry and I need to eat. I'm just gonna shove a bunch of snacks down my throat.
Yep.
Now I'm fine. I probably don't even need to eat. Look at my phone. Like, you are what you put your attention to. Did you say that this episode
Yep.
or last episode? I don't know. But this
Yeah.
is like, that is robbing me of so much, that
So
if you
much.
just really like, say it out loud, what is that thing for you? Maybe it's something else,
Mhm.
but that
And
is
I
the
liked how
thing.
you know what? It's the word that no one likes to hear. It's discipline, right?
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
you need an app or the brick or a spouse or a best friend or a community in the beginning to hold you accountable for what you really want through discipline, then great. A great example back in the day, group fitness, right? Can you exercise on your own? Yes, it is very hard to be consistent with that. But when you have a communal aspect of it, that community will help keep you disciplined, right? For many other reasons. And so in the beginning, using this app to get off of social media, that's helping you create discipline with it. Not to say that, hey, it might trigger you in the later on, like, hey, I was good for 3 months. Let me try it again. Oh, nope, still not good. Back to that. That's
Yeah.
aware,
Yeah.
right? But that's an awareness that you need to have because you have bigger goals, because you want
Yep.
more out of your day, because you're not going to wait for someone else to come in and kind of fix it, right? So yeah, discipline, it's tough. Discipline's, it makes it look easy on social media, but it's not. And that's where a coach, an app, community, friends, right? Family, that'll help you in the beginning for sure.
And you got to have, yeah, you got to invite people into that space.
Yes.
It's the most helpful, is doing things together. Now, you don't necessarily want to have your three best friends that all can't work out be the ones that
Holding you
you are gonna,
accountable to
yeah,
work
holding
out.
you accountable to work
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
So that's the other thing. The other part of that pie is
Use
like,
wisely. Yeah.
choose wisely. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But that's
And
that thing, right? Like you are the average of the 5 people you hang around with most. Or nowadays, too, I think I read this in a book a couple years back. You're actually the average of where you put your attention most, because some people don't live near their 5 best friends. So if you're on social media, right, that's your best friend. The 5 accounts you check up most, be it gossip accounts or
uh,
political accounts or kind of woe is me accounts, that's going to influence your behavior and personality. So you really need to,
yes,
so it's no longer just 5 best friends. It's just, where are you putting your attention? The 5 main accounts that you're putting your attention to.
that's
That's
big.
that's
That's
where you're at.
big. I don't think we think about that very often.
Yeah.
I certainly don't. Yeah, it used to be that way, that who you
Yeah.
spend time with, but now it's what you spend time with.
Who are you following, or what are you checking up on, right? What news channels, what social media accounts, stuff like that. What YouTube videos are you watching late at night when you're trying to put your kids down? Like that's your circle of influence now. And so not always a bad thing, right? It's like it can also be supportive, but again, choose wisely.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's fantastic. As per the usual, Rob dropping those gold nuggets. We love it. We love it. And let's
Awesome.
cash those puppies in and
Yes.
make it happen.
Yeah.
Any final words before we
No,
call it for the
mornings,
day?
mornings are mornings. And I think like we're coming up to halfway through the year, right? Wherever you're at, whenever you're listening to this, hopefully it's around halfway through the year. Is the fact that, it's never too late. The old saying is like, when was the best time to start dot, dot, dot. That was yesterday, but what's the second best time is now. Right. And so If you're struggling to create momentum, like Travis mentioned, like reach out, ask someone, tap someone who is where you want to be, right? If someone has the discipline and the routine of waking up early in the morning, hey, Travis, can you text me when you get up? Because I want to get up at that time. Maybe we're not exercising together, but I need someone to hold me accountable. Like, or hey, Josh, I know for lunch you always go and do better choices. Can I get lunch with you one time this week? And I just want you to order for me, right? And that's the support. That's the support with accountability and discipline I need. So I think the practical is, yes, mornings are important, but create that support system for the mornings, right? Maybe it is your spouse. If you have older kids, maybe it's an older kid that is training for sports. Hey, I'm going to get up and go for that run with you, but I'm going to be on a bike. You're going to run. So figure out who in your circle of influence, be it in social media, if you kind of are a little bit more secluded, or better yet, if you have people you work with, loved ones, family, church, that are a couple steps ahead of you, tap into that. And I would be very surprised if they said, no, I'm not going to help you out, because I guarantee someone did the same thing for them.
Yep. And speaking of reaching out to your friends, if you made it this far in the episode and you are 41 minutes in and you are like, man, this is great. Here's what we need to do. We need to double our listenership. All 7 of you, I want you to go out and tell your friends, and we're going to get 14.
That'd be great.
If you liked it, this is what I'm going to say is if you're listening to this right now, just think of that one person. Who's somebody that you're like, oh yeah, they would like this. Yeah.
Share this
You think of
episode.
that person?
Yeah, don't just like the episode.
Share the episode.
It's kind of like a good restaurant, right? Hey, Travis, you need to try this dim sum restaurant out, right? Like that's gonna be it. So if you're a parent, if you're going to be a parent, if you're a spouse, and you're like, hey, the subject matters that Travis and Rob are riffing in are relatable, right? It's something that we're going through, or I could see us going through, then just share it. Again, we're not experts, we're not anyone who's done extensive research, but we're going to talk about our real life relationship with parenting, with being a spouse, with the struggles, the highs, the lows. And I think this is our version, and we mentioned about it. I know it's kind of full circle, but this is our version of holding you guys accountable, right? Creating community through social media. And through this kind of platform is to know that you're not alone, right? We may not be able to give you eggs and sugar, but hopefully some of the content can give you peace of mind, right? Knowing that, okay, I'm not the only one thinking about that. Awesome.
Yeah. And then go out and just, stop. It's like, this is nice. You listen to it and you go on with your day. You're not scrolling. You're just moving along. Yes. So if you didn't think about it, start thinking about it. Yeah. And here we are.
Put us on during transition times, driving home to work, cooking dinner, folding laundry. All the other time should be spent on you, your family, your kids, and your community.
And as per the usual, we are not professionals.
No, we're not gurus. We are just
two dads in real life.